This is Mark Belton, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We got a question today from Viking Power 1985. His question is about the reactive slingshot from HowMuchYouBench.net. He wants to know, should he be utilizing the slingshot for 1 to 2 repetitions to help him overload, or should he possibly cut out his second day of bench pressing and utilize the slingshot for more repetitions? You were kind of unclear with your program that you're doing. Sorry, I just woke up, so I got a bunch of shit in my eyes. Anyway, you're a little unclear with what you're doing. Bench pressing twice a week is very demanding and not recommended unless you are going to separate the days out enough that they're different enough that you're not killing yourself. Bench pressing twice a week can be okay, but for extended periods of time it will start to run you down, so you'll have to think of different ways of swinging that. Sometimes people use dynamic effort work, speed work, and on another day they'll go heavy, or some people use a heavy light system, or some people will simply just not bench press on that second day and use that as an assistance day. So what I would suggest, I always think that the slingshot is best utilized for repetitions and not for singles. Unless you're a geared lifter and you're trying to warm up and get into your bench shirt, that's where I tend to use it for singles. I'm not crying, I promise you, although these videos can be very emotional. But I like to use a slingshot for repetitions, sets of 3 to 5 reps, sets of 6 reps, somewhere in that range. For you, I would try the following workout. Try 3 sets of 6 reps with a pause at the bottom. Take your first weight, take something that you can do for about 10 reps with the slingshot on, and just perform about 6 reps. Go up 20 pounds, do another set of 6, and go up another 20 pounds. If you can handle 4 sets of 6, that would be a hell of a workout, but you'll probably get to 3 and then cry and then eat Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I also believe that the slingshot is best utilized with a slight pause. Get a little bit of a pause down there and then press out of the bottom as strong and as explosive as you can. I know this is gross watching me dig into my eyeball, but I'm just weeping over here. And somebody else had another question about bench pressing as well. They said they were kind of wondering about what to do with their shoulder when they bench press, and I mentioned the titty twister technique. No one ever does a titty twister inward. To get the full effect of the titty twister, you got to go outward, much like you're squeezing a barbell on the descent of a bench press. You're doing a titty twister times 1,000, I call it. So you got the titty here, right? And you got the twister here. So you clamp down on the titty and you give it a good twister. And you want to make sure that that shoulder rotates this way and downward. I'm pretty jacked, especially considering that I just woke up. I did not do any push-ups before this interview, or before this power project shoot. I should have, though. I should pump up before all these. Maybe get a curl bar or something like that in the house. So hopefully that helps answer your question. We have a question about deadlifting, and this is from Ryan Howe. Pure Power C is his YouTubes, and he is sophisticated enough and electronically inclined to have put out this video on the YouTubes, and let's check it out. He said that he's having a major problem with his lockout, so let's see what he's got here. Whoop. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully it's not too glary. Is it glary? Getting some good work there on the repetitions. I like that. So hopefully that video wasn't too crappy. Hopefully you could kind of see what was going on there. One of the things I'm seeing, I'm still taking another glance at it. The form isn't that bad. but your shoulders are getting out in front of the barbell a little bit. You are cat backing it. You're rounded over quite a bit. Now, I know there's a lot of lifters that lift with a rounded back, but if you're going to lift with a rounded back, you still need to pull your shoulders up a little higher. Your shoulders are actually even with or slightly lower than where your hips are. And we know here at the Power Project Army, page 43 clearly states that your hips need to be lower than your shoulders. And you, my friend, are guilty. Look at this. Guilty son of a bitch. So your hips might be slightly lower than your shoulders, but look at the round we have in the back. Hopefully I'm getting this. This is kind of hard to do by myself. I gotta tilt it this way more. See, you got a nice cat back thing going on here. That's unacceptable here at the Power Project. You're going to have to lock that back in a little bit better. Like I said, I know there's some dudes, that lift with a slightly rounded back, but you got to at least try to start with a little bit of an arch in your back, and then you can pull on that bar, and then if you get rounded over, then so be it. It's deadlifting, it's powerlifting, and that's the kind of shit that happens to you. This face, that's more of a private face, so keep that one for the bedroom maybe, but not in the gym. Let's see, the shoulders are sloping forward. You need to pull those shoulders high. You need to pull those shoulders up higher. And you're missing your lockouts, not due to lack of strength necessarily. Speed and power isn't bad. You're not missing your lockouts here. The good news is it looks like you got the work ethic down, so that's great. Looks like you're working hard, and you just got to continue to work on it. But you got to lock that lower back in better. You're not taking your time with it at all, and the way that you start is oftentimes the way that you finish. The way that you start is oftentimes the way you finish. So if you start like shit, you're going to finish like shit. You're going to have a major problem with locking weights out. So I got a quick question for y'all. I'm going to answer it now because I know you guys will look it all up on the interwebs. But hopefully some of you are with me on this one. Which famous sports athlete had one of the funniest quotes of all time when he said, "I'm going to turn this team around 360 degrees. Talk about where you start is where you finish, huh? If you turn around 360 degrees, you end up right back where you started, don't you? So who said that quote? Anybody know? Anybody? Anybody? That was said by Jason Kidd. Amazing quote. I love it. I love hearing it. I'll do more questions like this. I'll start out the videos with the question and then end the video with the question because all you guys have been cheating so bad looking everything up on Google, on the Googles. And that is it from supertraining.tv. Later.